stage is dark, not almost dark, completely dark. The kind of darkness that exists for a few seconds before something begins. The audience is somewhere beyond the silence. The city is somewhere beyond the walls, and my heart is louder than both. I park my old car behind the theater. The radio's still playing an unfinished song. A cold cup of coffee sat in the holder, like it had been riding with me all along. The hallway smelled of dust and old curtains, 1,000 stories hanging in the air. I walked past posters of forgotten dreamers, people who once stood exactly here. Tonight is just another show, at least that's what I tell myself. But every song feels different when the room goes quiet. Every dream feels larger when the lights disappear. Standing on a stage in the dark, waiting for the first spark. Somewhere beyond the silence, 1,000 hearts are beating. Standing on a stage in the dark, holding on to hope like a guitar. Before the lights come on, anything is possible. The drummer taps a nervous rhythm. The bass player laughs to hide the nerve. Someone tells a story near the dressing room, like we're trying to delay the universe. The crowd keeps finding their seats. The sound grows louder through the walls. A river of voices moving together before the curtain finally falls, or maybe rises, depending on how you look at it. Standing on a stage in the dark, waiting for the first spark. Every road and every mistake has somehow brought me here. Standing on a stage in the dark, holding on to dreams and scars. Before the lights come on, the future feels very near. I remember the small cafes, the empty rooms, the nights when nobody showed up, the long drives home beneath the rain, the songs written at 2 a.m., the moments when giving up seemed easier. Funny how those memories always arrive before the curtain opens, like old friends wishing you luck. Grows smaller, the heartbeat grows steadier. A spotlight leaks beneath the curtain, like sunrise beneath the bedroom door. The city outside keeps spinning quietly, but it feels far away now. Somewhere in the audience, someone had a difficult day. Someone fell in love, someone lost something. Someone came here just to feel less alone. Maybe that's why we sing. Standing on a stage in the dark, waiting for the first spark. A room full of strangers about to become a chorus. Standing on a stage in the dark, holding a song against my heart. Before the lights come on, the world holds its breath. Standing on a stage in the dark, believing in the impossible part, that music can build a bridge between one soul and another. The darkness isn't empty, it never was. It's full of possibility, full of stories, full of people waiting for something to begin. Standing on a stage in the dark, the moment before the stars, the moment before the voices, the moment before the sound. Standing on a stage in the dark, where every ending becomes a start. Before the lights come on, the dream is still untouched. Standing on a stage in the dark, ready to give away my heart, because that's what songs are for, because that's what nights are for, because that's what we're here for. The first spotlight light appears, the audience disappears into brightness. The guitar finds its first chord. The room erupts in the darkness. The beautiful darkness quietly steps aside and becomes music. There was a story in the mountain town that people only told when winter came, about a wolf with silver eyes who wandered through the snow without a name. The old cafe beside the station kept a photograph above the door, a blurred shape beneath the pine trees, a ghost of something from before. The local said he'd been there forever, watching seasons rise and fall. But every year there were fewer footprints, every year fewer at all. And I would stand beside the river, listen to the cold wind sing, wondering what it feels like to be the last of anything. Every step echoes through the mountains, a lonely song nobody's hearing. Oh, the last wolf under the moonlight, following a path only he can see. If the whole world forgets his story, I'll remember. One December I left the city and rented a cabin near the hills. The snow fell softly for 3 straight days, covering roads and silent fields. At night I read beside the fireplace, jazz drifted from an old radio. Outside the forest held its secrets beneath a blanket of silver snow. Then one evening near the tree line, a shadow moved between the pines. Not a dream, not imagination, something ancient crossing time. The forest held its breath around me. The stars looked down without a sound, and for a second the world felt larger than the one I found. Oh, the last wolf running through the night, eyes reflecting constellations above. The mountains seemed to know his name, the river seemed to know his love. Oh, the last wolf beneath the winter sky, moving like a forgotten melody. Some things survive because they're strong, some survive because they're free. The next morning brought only footprints, a winding trail through untouched snow. I followed them past frozen streams to places maps didn't know. The tracks led high into the mountains where the clouds touched the stone. And suddenly I understood the wolf had never been alone. The wind knew him, the trees knew him, the moon had walked beside him for years. Loneliness and solitude, I realized, are not the same thing. Oh, the last wolf running through the night, teaching lessons without a word. The quietest truths are often hidden in places rarely heard. Oh, the last wolf beneath the moonlight, a heartbeat in the frozen air. The world may change around is continuing anyway. The snow keeps falling, the river keeps moving, the stars keep turning overhead, and somewhere in the darkness, a silver shadow crosses the ridge. Oh, the last wolf running through the night, carrying the wild inside his soul. The mountains echo with his footsteps, a story still being told. Oh, the last wolf beneath the moonlight, neither lost nor left behind. The world keeps searching for tomorrow, while he belongs to all of time. Oh, the last wolf running through the night, a reminder of what remains, that some hearts were never meant for cages, some spirits were never meant for chains. Spring will come, the snow will melt, the river will return to its song. The cafe lights will glow beside the station, and somewhere beyond the mountain horizon, the last wolf will keep running, not away, not toward, simply onward, under the same moon that watches all of us. The hallway light was still burning, casting shadows on familiar walls. Photographs watched from their frames like they knew something I didn't. The kitchen clock kept ticking, ignoring the storm inside my chest outside. The city hummed softly, unaware that my whole world was about to change. I closed the door carefully, not because I wasn't angry, because I still love the place I was leaving. Sometimes love isn't enough to keep a person standing still. Sometimes a heart needs distance to hear its own voice. So I left home in the middle of the night, with the moon hanging low above the tracks. I carried more questions than answers, and more memories than I could pack. I left home in the middle of the night, not running away, just trying to find where I belong. Because sometimes the longest journey begins with walking beyond what you've known. The train moved through sleeping towns, past rivers shining under distant stars. The window became a mirror, reflecting a stranger's face. I watched dark fields drift by, thinking about everything I left behind. The arguments, the expectations, the versions of myself that no longer fit. The farther the train traveled, the quieter the noise became. The world outside was unfamiliar for the first time in years. So was I left home in the middle of the night, with a suitcase full of unfinished dreams. Every station carried a different future, every horizon changed its shape for me. I left home in the middle of the night, and the darkness felt strangely kind. The road ahead was uncertain, but at least it was mine. Near dawn, I arrived in a coastal town. The sea greeted me before the sun did. Salt air, empty streets, a small cafe opening for the morning crowd. I ordered coffee and sat by the window. The waitress asked where I was from. I opened my mouth to answer, then realized I wasn't entirely sure anymore. goodbye and sunrise, I found the beginning of myself. The train is gone now, the station is quiet, the sea keeps breathing, the morning keeps arriving, and I keep walking. I left home in the middle of the night, but home never completely left me. It lives in the smell of coffee and old songs, in certain kinds of rain. I left home in the middle of the night, and the road changed me in beautiful ways. The person who boarded that train never came back, but the person who stepped off finally knew how to stay. The sun rises above the ocean, the cafe fills with voices, the backpack rests beside my chair, and somewhere far away a light is still burning in the house I once called home. Not waiting, not worrying, simply shining, just in case. There's a road outside the city that doesn't appear on every map. It follows a river for a while, passes an old diner, crosses a railroad track and disappears into the hills. Sometimes on quiet evenings, I think it leads somewhere special. I was driving just before sunset, the radio humming low. A golden light covered the highway, turning everything into a memory. Before it was gone, the windows were rolled halfway down. Summer air drifted through the car. A song from long ago played softly, the kind that feels like an old friend. The world seemed ordinary, which is often when the extraordinary appears. The sky was changing colors, the day was letting go, and somewhere beyond the horizon, something was waiting. Maybe heaven has a door, standing quietly in the evening light, not made of gold, not surrounded by angels, just waiting beyond the edge of sight. Maybe heaven has a door hidden where the river meets the sea, a place where every lost story finds its way back home eventually. I stopped at a small roadside cafe. The waitress poured coffee without asking. An old man near the window was feeding crumbs to a sparrow. Nobody seemed in a hurry. The clock above the counter looked like it had forgotten its purpose. Outside, the wind moved through the trees inside. The room felt strangely familiar, as though I'd been there before, or maybe dreamed it. Maybe heaven has a door beyond the noise and the rushing days, a place where broken hearts grow lighter and old regrets simply fade away. Maybe heaven has a door painted the color of a summer sky, a doorway standing open forever, never asking us to explain why. A woman sat beside the jukebox. She smiled as if she knew a secret, not a dramatic secret, a simple one, the kind that makes life easier, the kind you spend years searching for, only to discover was beside you all along. She looked out the window toward the fading light and said, maybe we're return to our coffee. Maybe heaven isn't a destination. Maybe it isn't somewhere else. Maybe it appears in certain moments. A conversation, a song, a familiar hand, a sunset shared with someone you love. Maybe heaven visits us before we ever arrive there. The river keeps moving, the stars begin appearing, the road stretches forward, the night grows kind. When I finally left the cafe, darkness had settled over the hills. The headlights traced silver lines across the empty road. A train crossed the valley below. Its windows glowed briefly before disappearing into the distance. For some reason that felt important. Maybe heaven has a door waiting quietly beneath the stars, not at the end of a journey, but hidden inside who we are. Maybe heaven has a door opening wider every year. The more we learn to love, the more clearly it appears. Maybe heaven has a door, and every kindness holds the key. Every laugh, every memory, every act of mercy. The night grows silent, the highway disappears into darkness. The moon rises above the mountains. For a moment, everything feels connected. Maybe heaven has a door, and maybe it was never far away. Maybe it opens whenever we choose hope instead of fear, love instead of distance, light instead of regret. Maybe heaven has a door, standing open, heart patient as the stars, gentle as the river, waiting, always waiting. The road continues beyond the hills. The river continues towards the sea. The stars continue their ancient journey. And somewhere beyond the darkness, a door stands open, not asking for perfection, not asking for answers, only inviting us to come a little closer.
The morning light is tapping on the window. The kettle singing somewhere down below. The city starts another day without me, but the bed won't let me go. A train is rolling somewhere through the distance. A bicycle is passing down the street. The clouds are drifting over neighboring rooftops, and everybody's moving with a purpose I can't meet. The clock upon the shelf keeps counting moments, like a drummer keeping time in a quiet bend. Oh, I know the world is waiting past the curtains, yet the blanket keeps holding my hand. Maybe the sky can wait a little longer. Maybe the sun won't mind if I'm late. Oh, the bed that wouldn't let me go, soft as a memory, warm as a dream. The world outside is calling out my name, but nothing is quite what it seems. Oh, the bed that wouldn't let me go, floating somewhere between night and day. The birds keep singing outside my window, but I'm not ready to fly away. The coffee cup is waiting in the kitchen. The newspaper is folded by the door. Somewhere a stranger starts a conversation while I'm still sailing through an invisible shore. A cat walks proudly across the rooftop. A woman laughs somewhere below. The city keeps writing another chapter while I'm lost in places only dreamers know. Maybe the river can't keep on flowing. Oh, maybe the trains can run without me today. Oh, the bed that wouldn't let me go, soft as the ocean beneath the moon. The daylight shines across the floorboards, but morning always comes too soon. Oh, the bed that wouldn't let me go, holding me gently in its spell. Somewhere between waking and sleeping, there's a story it wants to tell. And I remember summer by the seaside, coffee and records playing in the rain, the smell of old books in a station cafe, and faces I may never see again. Perhaps that's why I stay a little longer, gathering pieces of forgotten skies, because dreams are fragile travelers, and they disappear when you open your eyes. The sunlight slowly reaches across the room, touching photographs upon the wall. The shadows shrink into the corners as if they know the day has made its call. The world is patient in a curious way. It never rushes anyone too much. It simply waits beside the open doorway, certain I'll return eventually. Oh, the bed that wouldn't let me go, keeper of midnight and morning light, guardian of unfinished conversations and journeys taken only in the night. Oh, the bed that wouldn't let me go, like an old friend reluctant to part, holding the final pieces of a dream inside its quiet heart. Oh, the bed that wouldn't let me go, the last small island before the day. The city hums beyond the curtains and slowly pulls me away. Oh, the bed that wouldn't let me go, I know we'll meet again tonight, after trains and coffee, streets and strangers, after the fading of daylight. Oh, the bed that wouldn't let me go, thank you for one more borrowed dream. The morning waits beyond the window, brighter than it first seemed. The blanket falls, the floor feels cold, the kettle sings from the kitchen, a train crosses somewhere beyond the city, and the bed, finally satisfied, lets me go. I got out of bed before the alarm today, not by much, maybe 3 minutes. The sunlight hadn't decided whether to stay or leave. A pigeon landed on the fire escape. A truck rolled through the empty street. Nobody applauded, nobody noticed, but somehow it felt important. The world celebrates the loud things, the trophies, the headlines, the fireworks, but sometimes the hardest victories make almost no sound. Tiny victories hidden in ordinary days, tiny victories quiet enough to float away. Nobody writes songs about them, nobody puts them in magazines, but sometimes they're the reason our heart keeps beating. I answered a message I had been avoiding. Walked a little farther than usual. Opened a notebook, wrote one sentence. Not a masterpiece, not even a good sentence. Just proof that I was still moving outside. Rain touched the city windows inside. Something unclenched. Tiny victories, the kind nobody sees. Tiny victories, growing quietly like trees. A breath after anxiety, a smile after a storm. Small things, fragile things, things that keep us warm. Maybe that's enough, maybe that's enough, maybe that's enough tonight. At a cafe near the station, a woman laughed into her coffee. A man closed his laptop inside. A child dropped a coin and smiled when someone picked it up. The whole room was full of invisible victories. None of us knew, all of us carried them. The train arrived, the rain stopped, the clouds moved east, the river kept flowing. The world wasn't asking for perfection, only participation. Tiny victories, learning how to stay. Tiny victories, choosing not to run away. Getting through the morning, making it through the night. Holding on to yourself when the road loses sight. Tiny victories, tiny victories, tiny victories. They're bigger than they seem. I used to think life changed all at once. One moment, one miracle, one lightning strike. But maybe life changes the way rivers change. One drop, then another, then another, until the ocean appears. Today I opened the curtains. Today I answered the phone. Today I stepped outside. Today I forgave myself. Just a little, just enough. Tiny victories, they don't shine like gold. They don't make the evening news, they don't grow. Tiny victory, the secret language of survival, the quiet proof that we're still here. Tiny victories, a heartbeat, a deep breath, a second chance, a first step. Tiny victories, tiny victories, tiny victories. And somehow they're everything. The city lights flicker beyond the glass. The train disappears into the dark. The coffee cup is empty now. Tomorrow isn't solved. The world isn't fixed. But tonight I won something small, and for now that's enough.
I bought it on a rainy Thursday, a little older than it looked. The salesman talked about horsepower, but I was interested in the stories. The leather smelled like distant summers. The dashboard carried scratches from another life. Somewhere in those worn-out details lived a driver I'd never meet. I turned the key, the engine answered, and suddenly the city felt smaller. The road stretched westward, the clouds drifted east. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't know exactly where I was going. In a red sports car, chasing sunlight down the highway, windows open to the wind, leaving ordinary days behind. In a red sports car, with the radio singing old songs, every mile feels like a secret. Every curve feels like belonging. The coast appeared around noon, blue water beyond the cliffs. Seagulls floated above the shoreline like notes suspended in a jazz melody. I stopped at a roadside diner, coffee, pie, and a conversation with the waitress who said the ocean looks different every day. She was right, so does life. Most people just don't notice. In a red sports car, following roads without a plan, the horizon keeps moving farther away, and somehow that's exactly what I want. In a red sports car, the world feels larger than before. The farther I travel from certainty, the closer I get to myself. By evening, the sky turned amber, the highway became almost empty. Just me, the engine, and a ribbon of pavement disappearing ahead. The radio found an old song I hadn't heard in years, the kind that unlocks memories you didn't realize were still alive. A girl laughing on a summer night, a train station goodbye, a dream left unfinished. The road carried them all. Funny how movement changes things. Not the landscape, not the weather, you. Sometimes all a heart needs is a little distance to see clearly. Disappears in the mirror. The road keeps unfolding. Near midnight I pulled over beside a quiet overlook. The sea was invisible now, but I could hear it breathing. The red car rested beneath the moonlight. For a moment neither of us wanted to leave. We had become companions somehow, two travelers, both carrying old stories. In a red sports car, driving beneath the sky full of stars. Every wrong turn becomes part of the journey. Every scar becomes part of the map. In a red sports car, the night opens like a song. The world keeps whispering possibilities, and I keep moving along. In a red sports car, with nothing but a road ahead, a bright shotgun beside me, and memory sits in the backseat. The ocean keeps breathing, the moon keeps watching, the highway keeps stretching toward tomorrow. And for once, that's enough. In a red sports car, following the edge of the unknown, not searching for answers, just enjoying the motion. In a red sports car, the future feels close enough to touch, not because I know what's waiting, but because I don't. In a red sports car, with the windows open wide, the world feels endless tonight, and so do I. The engine starts again, the headlights cut through the darkness. The road disappears into the horizon, and somewhere beyond the next curve, another story is waiting. The red sports car smiles in its own mechanical way, and together we drive toward morning. slip through the curtains like a letter pushed beneath a door. Dust danced slowly through the silence as if it had all the time in the world. A coffee cup waited in the kitchen. The radio whispered an old forgotten tune outside. The street was still half dreaming, caught somewhere between night and noon. For years I've been moving through the days like a train, following familiar tracks, never lost, never truly found. Then something shifted, not in the world, inside me, like a window opening in a locked room. It was the day I woke up, the day the sky looked wider than before. The same streets, the same city lights, but I wasn't the same anymore. It was the day I woke up and the wind knew my name somehow. The future wasn't waiting far away, it was happening now. I walked down roads I'd traveled 1,000 times, past bookstores and cafes by the station. People hurry through their routines, carrying invisible constellations. A woman smiled while feeding pigeons. A man whistled walking his dog. The river reflecting pieces of sunlight, breaking the morning into gold. Nothing extraordinary happened, which made it extraordinary. Maybe miracles arrive quietly, maybe they're hidden in plain sight. Maybe they spend years knocking softly until we're ready to listen. It was the day I woke up, the day ordered hidden in plain enough, the day I stopped searching for another life and finally stepped into my own. It was the day I woke up and every shadow carried light. The world hadn't changed, eyes had. At a small cafe near the river, I opened a notebook I'd carried for years. Half-filled dream, finished songs, plans written during sleepless nights. I turned the pages slowly, not with regret, with gratitude. Even the mistakes look different now. They weren't detours, they directions. The train crosses the bridge, the clouds drift east, the river continues toward the sea. Everything keeps moving, everything keeps becoming. I spent so much time waiting for certainty, waiting for permission, waiting for a perfect moment. Then I realized the perfect moment had been standing beside me the entire time, breathing, waiting patiently. The city breeze, the birds rise into the sky. The morning opens wider and so do I. It was the day I woke up, the day the horizon stepped a little closer, the day hope stopped feeling like a Drake and started feeling like a direction. It was the day I woke up and every heartbeat sounded new. The road ahead remained uncertain, but uncertainty felt beautiful. It was the day I woke up, and for the first time in years I wasn't trying to become someone else. I was finally becoming me. The coffee grows cold on the table, the city fills with sunlight. A train disappears beyond the river, and somewhere between One breath and the next, a new life begins. Not louder, not brighter, just truer. The day I woke up was the day I stopped dreaming and started living. Every autumn, a bird appeared above the river, arriving without announcement. No one knew where it came from, no one knew exactly where it was going. The mornings were painted with pale blue light, the water carried pieces of sky downstream. The bird circled once above the city, as if searching for a memory it had misplaced. I watched from a cafe window, coffee cooling beside my hand. The bird seemed to belong to another version of the world. Fly on, traveler of the sky, following roads no map can show. Beyond the mountains, beyond the ocean, toward places only the wind can know. Fly on, traveler of the sky, carrying stories beneath your wings. The horizon keeps moving farther away, yet still you continue chasing it. The bird crossed fields of golden grass, railway lines and sleeping towns. It passed old harbors where fishing boats rested like unfinished thoughts beside the shore. Below, people hurried through ordinary days, meetings, train schedules, shopping lists, small concerns that seemed enormous at the time. But from high above, everything must have looked different, even loneliness. Fly on, traveler of the sky, above the clouds and afternoon rain. Every mile leaves something behind, every mile teaches something again. Fly on, traveler of the sky, with the endless blue as your guide. The world unfolds beneath your shadow, wide as a dream, deep as the tide. One evening the bird reached the sea, the ocean stretched toward every direction. The sunset turned the water copper and gold. For a moment sky and sea became indistinguishable. The bird continued forward, not because it was certain, not because it knew the destination, but because movement itself had become its language. Perhaps that's why we admire travelers, not because they arrive somewhere special, but because they accept uncertainty. The bird didn't ask the wind for guarantees, it trusted the invisible currents, and somehow that was enough. The nights grew colder, stars appeared one by one above the ocean. The bird flew beneath ancient constellations that had guided countless travelers before it. Ships moved slowly across the darkness, lighthouses blinked in the distance. The bird passed them all, a small heartbeat, crossing an enormous world. Fly on, traveler of the sky, the moon is waiting on the sea. Every star is an old companion, every dawn a possibility. Fly on, traveler of the sky, past every border ever drawn. The earth below keeps turning quietly, and somewhere another day is born. Months later, spring returned, cherry blossoms drifted through the city. The river remembered how to sparkle, and one morning the bird appeared again, older perhaps, wiser perhaps, or perhaps exactly the same. It circled once above the water, then disappeared toward the horizon. Fly on, traveler of the sky, you remind me how life should be lived, not by standing still forever, but by larger than our fears, and kinder than we sometimes believe. Fly on, traveler of the sky, with sunlight shining on your wings. The horizon will never be reached, and maybe that's the point, because the beauty was never the destination. The beauty was always the flight. The river continues toward the sea continues toward the horizon continues moving away, and somewhere between sky and memory, a traveling bird rides the wind, following a path that exists only while it is being flown. The sunlight's hiding behind the clouds today. The city moves a little slow. You're standing barefoot in the kitchen, humming to a song you barely know. Maple syrup on the counter, record spinning soft and low. Outside, trains are leaving stations, but there's nowhere we need to go. The world can wait a little longer. We're already exactly where we need to be. Your laughing flower falls through the air like snow in the middle of spring, and suddenly the ordinary morning feels like everything. Sweet like pancakes on a rainy Sunday, golden like the morning light, a little bit messy, a little bit perfect, making everything feel right. Sweet like pancakes and maple syrup, melting slowly into time. Some people search the world for magic, I found mine across the kitchen table tonight. Steam rises from a coffee cup, dancing through the quiet room. The radio plays an old love song, floating gently through the afternoon. You draw a smiley face in syrup, I pretend not to notice at first. The moments don't need photographs, they stay forever anyway, like warm sunlight folded into memory. The rain keeps tapping on the window, the city disappears in gray, but inside this tiny kitchen, summer somehow found its way. Sweet like pancakes on a rainy Sunday, stacked a little higher than before. The kind of sweetness that doesn't come from sugar, but from who you're sharing it for. Sweet like pancakes and lazy mornings with nowhere important to be. The world outside keeps spinning faster, but time slows down for you and me. Just a little maple sunshine, just a little peace of mind. Maybe happiness isn't complicated, maybe it never was. Maybe it's coffee stains on a wooden table, maybe it's laughter before noon, maybe it's someone stealing the last bite and pretending they didn't. Maybe it's this, maybe it's you. The record reaches the final track, the rain finally begins to stop. The syrup bottle is nearly empty, the morning turns into afternoon, and somehow I don't want it to end. Sweet like pancakes on a rainy Sunday, golden beneath the fading light, a little bit of comfort in a restless world, a little bit of home tonight. Sweet like pancakes and shared silence, warm enough to chase the cold away. Some memories sparkle like diamonds, others smell like pancakes on a rainy day. Sweet like pancakes on a rainy Sunday, soft as a dream and twice as bright. If heaven has a kitchen, I hope it feels exactly like tonight. The coffee cups sit empty, the rain clouds drift away. The city begins moving again, but for a little while the whole world fit inside a kitchen. A stack of pancakes and your smile. The man lived above a record store on a quiet street near the river. Every morning he watered the plants on his balcony and listened listened to old jazz records from the 1960s. The neighbors knew him as polite. He always held the elevator door. He fed stray cats, he remembered birthdays. No one knew what he did for a living. No one asked. In cities like this, people learn to leave certain questions alone. He was a gentle hitman, walking softly through the rain, carrying silence in his coat pocket, like a melody nobody could explain. He was a gentle hitman, watching trains disappear at night, a stranger moving through other people's stories, a shadow passing beyond the light. Every Tuesday he visited the same cafe. The waitress brought black coffee without needing to ask. He sat beside the window, reading novels and watching the river. Sometimes he wondered if fish felt lonely beneath the water. Sometimes he wondered if loneliness was simply another form of freedom. The coffee cooled, the river continued moving. Neither seemed concerned. He was a gentle hitman, never rushing, never loud. The world imagined danger as thunder, but he moved quietly through the crowd. He was a gentle hitman, a man between departure and return, like a page missing from a novel, like a lesson nobody wants to learn. One autumn evening, a woman sat beside him on a train. She carried a blue umbrella and a book of short stories. They spoke about music, then about the sea, then about nothing important at all. The kind of conversation that stays in memory longer than it should. When she smiled, something shifted slightly inside him. Not dramatically, just enough. The moon hung above the city. The river reflected broken pieces of light. For the first time in years, he imagined another life. A bookstore near the coast, a dog sleeping beside the door, coffee in the morning, jazz in the evening. No disappearing, no assignments, no goodbyes, only ordinary days. Winter arrived, snow settled quietly on rooftops. The woman continued appearing in unexpected corners of his life. At cafes, train stations, bookstores, the universe seemed determined to place them in the same paragraph. He didn't believe in fate, yet the evidence kept accumulating like snow on a silent street. He was a gentle hitman, learning the shape of hope again, finding warmth in simple moments, like sunlight after weeks of rain. He was a gentle hitman, standing at the edge of change. The life he knew felt increasingly distant, increasingly strange. One night he stood beside the river. The city lights shimmered on the water. The future waited ahead of him, the past waited behind. Both seemed patient. A train crossed the bridge in the distance. A saxophone drifted from an open window. The world continued turning, as it always does. He realized then that every person carries two names, the one the world gives them, and the one they spend their life searching for. He was a gentle hitman, but perhaps that wasn't who he was. Perhaps it was only a chapter, not the entire story. He was a gentle hitman, walking toward reaches the end of its final song. The river continues toward the sea. The snow melts with the coming spring. And somewhere beyond the city, a man sits outside a small bookstore, listening to jazz, watching the clouds drift by. No longer running, no longer hiding, just living quietly like everyone else. The refrigerator hums like a distant highway. 3 in the morning and nobody calls. The city outside is wrapped in rain. Streetlights dripping down apartment walls. There's a coffee cup beside the window, half finished sometime yesterday. An old jazz record stopped spinning hours ago, but I never got up to turn it away. The train crosses somewhere beyond the river. The sound arrives late, like most things I care about. The bookshelves know all my habits. The chair remembers my shape. The kettle whistles every evening at almost exactly the same time. Sometimes I think the apartment knows me better than most people do, which would be funny if it weren't a little true. Outside, a couple laughs beneath an umbrella. I pretend not to notice. I'm alone tonight, like the moon above the harbor, not broken, not tragic, just far away. I'm alone tonight, watching reflections move across the ceiling. The world keeps turning, the world keeps turning, and somehow, so do I. From a notebook, someone smiling at a beach I haven't visited in years. The edges are bent now, the colors faded, like memories trying their best to remain visible. I place it back between the pages. Some stories deserve a quiet place to sleep. The rain grows heavier, the city grows softer. A taxi glides through an empty intersection. A television flickers in a distant building for a moment. Every window feels like a different universe. Millions of lives unfolding simultaneously. Millions of lonely hearts pretending they aren't lonely. I'm alone tonight, like a lighthouse nobody visits anymore. Still shining, still waiting, not entirely sure why. I'm alone tonight, listening to the pipes inside the walls. They sound like rivers traveling somewhere I can't follow. The rain keeps falling, the train keeps moving, the clock keeps counting. Nobody stops them, nobody stops anything. Maybe loneliness isn't the absence of people. Maybe it's the space between who you are and who you hope to become. Maybe that's why certain songs hurt. Maybe that's why certain nights linger. Maybe that's why the moon always looks a little sad. Even when it's full, the coffee is cold, the rain is slowing, the city is breathing quietly. The apartment remains awake, and so do I. I'm alone tonight, but the word alone begins singing somewhere. The sky turns pale blue, the refrigerator continues humming. The train crosses the river one more time, and in the last quiet moment before dawn, I realized I wasn't the only one awake. The city was lonely too, and somehow that makes both of us feel a little less alone. The sky wore silver clouds that morning, drifting like forgotten letters across the sea. The river carried fragments of sunlight, broken into 1,000 wandering pieces. A bicycle leaned against the station wall, swaying gently beneath the gusts. Somewhere far away, a train whistle floated through the air, like a memory crossing water. I stood beside the harbor, watching the waves change shape. The wind knew something I did not. Carry me away, oh wandering wind, across the water, across the years. Carry me away, oh wandering wind, beyond the places memory appears. The pine trees bowed toward the ocean, speaking a language older than words. The gulls disappeared into the clouds, leaving only silence behind. An old fisherman tightened his coat, a cafe door opened and closed. Coffee steam rose toward the sky, then vanished into invisible currents. Everything seemed temporary, everything seemed eternal, both at the same time. The wind remembers, the sea remembers, the heart remembers, even when we do not. The strongest gust arrived at noon, leaves danced across empty streets. Newspapers became brief travelers, the harbor bells rang unexpectedly. People lowered their heads and continued walking, but I stopped for a moment. I simply listened. Beneath the sound of the wind there was another sound, a feeling as if the world itself were breathing. Carry me away, oh wandering wind, past the mountains, past the shore. Carry me away, oh wandering wind, toward the self I was before. The clouds move, the river moves, the tide moves, the years move, the wind moves through all of them. I remembered another windy day, a train station, a blue umbrella, someone waving goodbye. The details had faded long ago, only the feeling remained. The wind touched my face the same way it had then. Some memories never leave, they simply wait for the right weather. Perhaps the wind is not movement, perhaps it is connection. A thread between places, a bridge between seasons, a voice carrying yesterday into tomorrow. The sea understands this, the birds understand this, maybe we do too. Carry me away, oh wandering wind, across the oceans of the mind. Carry me away, oh wandering wind, leave no beauty clear. Golden sunlight appeared between drifting clouds. The harbor glowed softly, the waves settled, the trees grew still. The world exhaled as if a long conversation had finally reached its end. The wind is leaving, the sea is sleeping, the stars are waiting above the darkening water. Carry me away, oh wandering wind. Though you vanish, you remain. Carry me away, oh wandering wind. Like music after the final refrain. Carry me away into the quiet, into the blue. Carry me away, and when I return, let me return renewed. Night settles over the harbor. The last train crosses the bridge. The moon rises above the sea. The wind has gone elsewhere now, yet its presence remains in the trees, in the water, in the heart, and somewhere beyond the horizon, it continues its endless journey. The last train left the station at midnight, its red lights fading into the rain. I stay behind with a paper cup of coffee, watching reflections gather on the pavement again. The bookstore on the corner had already closed. The cafe chairs were stacked inside. The city looked like a photograph somebody forgot to develop. I walked home through familiar streets, feeling like a guest in my own life. Everybody seemed to have somewhere to go. Everybody seemed to have someone to call. And there I was, talking to the moon above the rooftops. I'm alone under the same sky, the same stars everybody else can see. But tonight they feel a little farther away, like they're keeping their distance from me. I'm alone under the same sky, carrying conversations that never happened, holding on to memories like train tickets from places I never reached. Back in my apartment, the silence greeted me like an old friend who knew too much. The refrigerator hummed softly, the clock continued its patient work. A photograph slipped from a notebook, a summer afternoon by the ocean. Your smile caught halfway between laughter and sunlight. Funny how a single picture can reopen an entire season. Some nights the past feels closer than the future. Some nights memory is louder than music. I'm alone under the same sky, listening to old records, and every song sounds like a postcard from a version of myself I've never met again. I'm alone under the same sky, watching city lights blur in the rain, trying to decide whether loneliness is a visitor or a permanent address. The rain started sometime after 2. Streetlights painted gold rivers on the asphalt. A taxi crossed the intersection below. Somewhere a dog barked once and stopped. The world felt strangely awake, as if millions of people were lying in bed, thinking the same thoughts, asking the same questions, wondering if anybody else felt this way. I'm alone under the same sky, but maybe so is everyone else tonight. Maybe I used to think loneliness meant something was missing, a person, a place, a future I hadn't reached. But maybe loneliness isn't emptiness. Maybe it's space, the space where something new can arrive. The silence before a song begins, the darkness before sunrise, the pause before somebody says your name. The rain grows softer, the city grows quieter, the night begins to loosen its grip. Somewhere beyond the rooftops, morning is already on its way. I'm alone under the same sky, but the stars don't seem so distant now. The moon hangs above the river like an old friend keeping watch. I'm alone under the same sky, and for the first time it feels okay. Not because the loneliness is gone, because I stopped fighting it. I'm alone under the same sky, standing between yesterday and tomorrow. The road ahead remains uncertain, the city remains awake, the stars remain silent, and somehow so do I. A bird sings before dawn, the rain finally stops, the first train crosses the bridge, the sky turns pale blue, and somewhere in the waking city, another lonely soul looks out their window under the same sky, under the same stars, not knowing they're not alone.
At the end of a narrow street by the river, there was a dog nobody seemed to know. Not old enough to be forgotten, not young enough to be called a puppy.
Every morning he sat beside a vending machine, watching people hurry toward their destination. Students, office workers, cyclists.
They came and went like passing weather. The dog simply watched, as if he were waiting for someone who had been gone a very long time.
Oh, lonely dog at the end of the street, what do you see beyond the rain?
The world keeps moving around you, yet you remain.
Oh, lonely dog at the end of the street, under the pale afternoon sky,
You carry your silence so gently,
like a song too shy to cry.
the seasons changed around him. Spring painted the riverbanks green, summer filled the air with cicadas, autumn scattered gold leaves across the road.
Winter arrived quietly, still the dog remained. A cafe owner sometimes left him food, a little girl occasionally stopped to pet him.
He accepted these kindnesses politely,
But afterward,
he always returned to the same place.
facing the same direction, waiting. Oh, lonely dog at the end of the street,
Listening to trains,
in the distance,
every whistle fades into the evening.
like a memory resisting existence. Oh, lonely dog at the end of the street,
Beneath the fading daylight glow,
perhaps you're waiting for somebody.
perhaps you're waiting for yourself.
Nobody really knows.
One rainy afternoon I sat beneath the awning of a closed shop.
And watched him through the curtain of water.
The dog wasn't looking at the
He
rain,
wasn't looking at the river,
he was looking somewhere beyond both.
somewhere invisible.
It occurred to me then that loneliness,
This isn't always sadness,
sometimes it's loyalty,
sometimes it's love.
refusing to leave.
The rain continued falling, the river continued flowing, the city continued becoming older.
The dog continued waiting,
Each seemed perfectly aware of its purpose,
each seemed perfectly content.
to keep moving in its own way.
Oh, one morning,
He wasn't
the
there,
vending machine,
stood
the
alone
river moved quietly.
beside the road.
People passed without noticing,
The absence felt larger than I expected.
as if a familiar star.
Disappeared from the sky overnight,
The street looked the same,
yet somehow street.
I hope you finally found your way
Toward the voice you were following through every season and every day. Oh, lonely dog at the end of the street.
beyond the clouds and city lights.
Perhaps you're running through endless fields now, under warm and endless nights.
Years later, I still think about him.
Sometimes while drinking coffee near the river,
Sometimes while listening to old jazz records.
late at night,
The memory arrives unexpectedly,
the way certain songs do,
the way,
certain dreams do,
the way,
certain loves do,
quietly.
without invitation. Oh, lonely dog at the end of the street.
You taught me something without words, that waiting
Can be beautiful. The loyalty can outlive reason. Oh, lonely dog at the end of the street.
though your footprints washed away,
The place where you sat remains inside me.
unchanged by time or distance.
Lonely dog at the end of the street, still watching somewhere beyond sight.
A silent guardian of forgotten afternoons.
Small light inside the night. The river keeps flowing toward the sea. The trains continue crossing the bridge.
The seasons continue their endless journey.
And somewhere beyond memory, beyond rain, beyond loneliness, a dog runs freely through a field of sunlight. No longer waiting, only running,
Only alive. I met you on an ordinary afternoon, the kind of afternoon people usually forget. A train passed beyond the cafe window and the shadows moved slowly across the floor. You were reading a novel by the window, a cup of coffee cooled beside your hand. Outside, the city continued its endless routine. Inside, something shifted, not dramatically, just enough to change the direction of a life. And now your name moves through my days like a song playing softly from another room. I can't always hear it clearly, but somehow it follows me everywhere. Your name drifts through the evening air, across rivers and sleeping streets. And every time I think I've forgotten it, it finds me again. The strange thing about love is how quietly it arrives. No fireworks, no sudden storms, just a small change in gravity, a subtle adjustment of the universe. Suddenly the cafe I always visited feels different because you've been there. The road by the river feels different because we once walked together. Even the moon seems slightly altered, as if it knows a secret. And now your name moves through my nights like moonlight crossing a wooden floor, touching everything gently, changing everything slightly. Your laughter stays inside my memory like jazz floating through an open door. The song ends, the feeling remains. One evening we walked beside the sea. The waves arrived in slow repetitions, practicing eternity. The wind tangled your hair, you looked toward the horizon, I looked toward you. The ocean probably noticed, the stars probably noticed. The universe tends to pay attention to moments like that. Sometimes I wonder how many accidents are required before two people meet. A delayed train, a wrong turn, a forgotten umbrella, a decision to enter one cafe instead of another. Perhaps love is simply a collection of coincidences that decide to stay together. The seasons changed, summer became autumn, autumn became just deeper like a river, finding its way underground, invisible, certain. And now your name moves through the years like a familiar melody, returning home through sunlight and rain, through crowded rooms and quiet mornings. Your name lives inside ordinary moments, coffee cups, train stations, evening skies. The small details become beautiful because they belong to our story. Tonight the city is quiet, a record spins slowly in the corner. The moon hangs above the rooftops like a lantern left behind by a traveler. You are not here right now, yet somehow you are everywhere. In the silence, in the music, in the spaces between thoughts. Love does that. And now your name moves through my life like a river flowing toward the sea. Steady, patient, endless. Your name shines through every season like a light beyond the last station. A place I never grow tired of returning to. And if one day all the songs disappear, if the record stops spinning, if the train stops running, if the moon forgets the sky, I think your name would remain softly, beautifully, forever. The cafe lights grow dim, the final train crosses the bridge. The night settles gently over the city, and somewhere between one heartbeat and the next, I whisper your name, not because I am lonely, not because I am afraid, but because some names become part of who we are, and yours became part of me.
The morning arrived before I was ready, softly touching the edge of the room. A pale light rested upon the bookshelf, and the shadows quietly made room. The kettle started singing in the kitchen, a familiar tune I had always known. Outside, the city stretched and awakened, while inside I sat alone, not lonely, just listening. Every beginning starts this way, like sunlight finding a window pane. A small step forward, a turning page, a gentle promise after the rain. Every beginning starts this way, with a quiet hope we cannot explain. Somewhere beyond the fear and doubt, a new road calls our name. The train crossed the bridge near the river, its reflection dancing on the water below. People gathered their bags and newspapers, heading somewhere only they would know. I watched from a cafe by the station, coffee warming both hands in the cold. The waitress smiled and said good morning, as if she already knew the story I hadn't told. Every beginning starts this way, with ordinary moments shining bright. A conversation, a passing smile, a distant star in the fading night. Every beginning starts this way, not with thunder, not with applause, just a quiet door opening slowly, inviting us because there was a notebook in my backpack filled with plans I had never tried, ideas written on sleepless evenings, dreams I had carefully hidden inside. The pages felt heavier than paper, they carried years of hesitation, questions without answers, songs without endings, maps without destinations. Yet somehow today felt different. The river keeps moving, the clouds keep drifting, the world keeps turning, not because it knows where because movement itself is a kind of faith. A young woman hurried across the crosswalk, a bouquet of flowers in her hand. An old man fed birds near the fountain as if following a private plan. The city seemed full of beginnings, some large, most small. A first date, a new job, a train ticket, a phone call, tiny doors opening everywhere. Every beginning starts this way, like a melody searching for its rhyme. One note becoming another note, one moment becoming time. Every beginning starts this way, with courage disguised as an ordinary day. A heart deciding quietly to stop standing still and walk away. I used to think beginnings arrive suddenly, like lightning, like fireworks, like miracles. And now I think they arrive much more gently. A thought, a smile, a choice, a single step. The miracle comes later. The afternoon sunlight touched the river, turning the water into liquid gold. The notebook rested open beside me. For the first time, the blank page didn't feel frightening. It felt welcoming, like an empty room waiting for music, like a road waiting for footsteps, like tomorrow waiting for a name. Every beginning starts this way, with the sky opening above your head. A chance to become someone new without forgetting who you've been. Every beginning starts this way, like spring returning after winter's rain. The world whispers softly, try again. Every beginning starts this way, with hope carried lightly in your hands. A dream becoming motion, a wish becoming action, a possibility becoming real. The train disappears into the distance, the coffee cup sits empty, the river continues toward the sea. And somewhere between one heartbeat and the next, a new chapter quietly begins. Not with noise, not with certainty, but with a small and beautiful decision to begin.
The city always knew something the town could never explain. Every spring before the tourists arrived, before the cafes placed tables outside, people began looking toward the horizon, not because they expected anything, because they remembered. The harbor woke slowly each morning. Fishermen untied ropes, gulls argued above the breakwater. The scent of salt drifted through narrow streets. An old man sat beside the lighthouse, drinking coffee from a silver thermos. Every day he looked west, every day he smiled, as if he were listening to a conversation happening far beyond sight. Nobody asked why. Some things belong to the sea, some things belong to memory, and some things return even when nobody understands how. On the first warm morning of May, a child pointed toward the horizon. At first, it looked like a shadow, then a breath, then a fountain of silver mist rising into the sunlight. The harbor grew quiet. Even the gulls seemed to pause far away. A whale surfaced, then another, like forgotten islands awakening from sleep. When the whales return, the sea remembers its old songs. The water grows deeper somehow, the sky feels wider somehow. When the whales return, every heart turns toward the horizon, as if we are all searching for something larger than ourselves. No words, only piano, a distant saxophone. The sound of waves, the whales moving beneath the water, invisible, certain. The whales travel north past cliffs and forgotten coves, past fishing boats and drifting clouds. Their journeys stretched across oceans, across seasons, across maps. The distance felt impossible, yet they moved with calm determination, as if the world itself was guiding them home. Sometimes I think the whales aren't traveling anywhere. Perhaps they're reminding us that life isn't measured by speed or success or arrival. Perhaps it is measured by continuing, by trusting the current, by following an invisible song. When the whales return, the ocean becomes a cathedral. Every wave feels sacred, every silence feels complete. When the whales return, the town forgets its worries for a while. Children stop running, fishermen stop talking. Even time slows down to watch. One evening, just before sunset, a whale breached beyond the harbor. For a moment, its entire body rose above the sea, dark against the gold sky, weightless, impossible, beautiful. Then it vanished beneath the surface, leaving only rings of light behind. The town talked about it for years. The sea never mentioned it again. When the whales return, the horizon opens like a dream. The distance no longer feels distant, the unknown no longer feels frightening. When the whales return, we remember forgotten parts of ourselves. The curious child, the patient traveler, the dreamer looking beyond the edge of the map. When the whales return, the sea speaks without words, and somehow we understand. The harbor sleeps, the lighthouse turns slowly through the darkness. Somewhere beyond the moonlit water, the whales continue their journey. The waves keep breathing, the stars keep watching, and the sea, as always, keeps its oldest secrets. I was 23 when I first saw the sea. Not in photographs, not in movies, not in the pages of novels, the real sea. I arrived on a slow afternoon train. The station was small, almost forgotten. A warm wind carried the scent of salt, a smell I had no name for at the time. I followed a narrow road between pine trees. Then suddenly, there it was, blue beyond imagination, endless beyond language. The first sea I ever saw, stretching farther than my thoughts could go. A moving horizon of light and silence, teaching me things I didn't know. The first sea I ever saw, breathing beneath the summer sky. I stood there speechless for a moment, and for once I didn't ask why. The waves arrived one after another, like pages turning in a book with no final chapter. Each wave seemed familiar, as though I had been hearing it all my life, from somewhere very far away. Children ran along the shoreline, a dog chased the retreating foam. Seagulls drifted through the air, as if gravity had forgotten them. Everything looked ordinary, everything looked miraculous. The first sea I ever saw, blue enough to hold every dream. The sky leaned down to meet the water, and together they became one endless scene. The first sea I ever saw, shining beneath the afternoon sun, the world suddenly felt much larger. The tide changed without asking permission. The horizon remained exactly where it was, yet somehow seemed different every minute.
A girl walked past carrying her shoes. A fisherman repaired a net nearby.
Someone laughed in the distance.
The sounds drifted across the beach like loose pieces of a song.
I remember thinking
that happiness might sound like that.
before that day, my world had been measured by street
Buildings, train schedules, calendar pages.
The sea ignored all of those things. It kept
Kept moving according to older rules.
rules written by wind.
Moonlight and time.
When sunset arrived, the water turned gold, then orange, then a deep shade of blue that belonged only to the moments before night.
The first star appeared.
Then another
The sea
accepted them both without surprise. I wondered how many travelers had stood exactly
where I was standing,
feeling
exactly the same thing. The first sea I ever saw,
holding reflections of distant stars, a mirror large enough for the universe, a place that somehow belonged to us all. The
first sea I ever saw,
teaching without speaking a word, the greatest lessons
often arrive in silence.
Years have passed since that afternoon.
Cities have changed,
People have come and gone.
records have stopped spinning.
Trains have reached their final stations.
Yet whenever I return to the ocean,
I meet that younger version of myself, standing on the shore, looking outward, trying to understand something impossible.
the first sea I ever saw,
Still shining somewhere inside my mind, a doorway opening onto infinity, a place no one ever truly leaves behind.
the first sea I ever saw, still moving beneath the same sky. Its waves continue their endless journey,
Asking nothing,
expecting nothing.
simply being,
The first sea I ever saw,
reminding me that wonder survives even after years pass,
even after memories fade.
even after we become different people.
The tide rolls in, the tide rolls out.
The moon rises above the
A
water
distant ship becomes a small light,
in the darkness,
and somewhere inside
that endless horizon.
the first sea I ever saw,
You're still waiting for me,
exactly as it was.
and completely changed.